What's going on, guys? It's Jay coming at you live from Keystone, West Virginia. Today is May 17th, and in this video we are going to be preparing some ground to plant our crops. We planted a lot of crops this year, a lot more seed than what we intended to plant, so we're going to have to expand out of the greenhouse because we don't have enough space to grow it where we live. So we're going to put our annuals into a more farm-like setting, into a field. The area that we are planning on planting is 720 feet by 30 feet. We're going to chop that up into a couple different blocks. We're going to do 100-foot sections, maybe a little different. We might expand those out a little bit, but we're in the planting stages, and the first step is preparing the ground. So that's what we're doing. We're going to take this tractor down to that field and we're going to cut it up. Right now, Sky is showing me how to change the pitch on the disc to level it out on the field, how to raise the disc, and now he's explaining to me how to use the planter. He's showing me how the hydraulics work a little bit, and we're off. Now we're in the field. So this is the first week of May that we decided to work on this field. Got the tractor going. We had to do some welding to it, and it was time to put it into the field. We started cutting up this organic material. It was around May 3rd. Pulled a lot of rocks out of this field, and the ground looks great this year. The first year that we planted this field was 2015. We got out most of the large rock then, cut out most of the trees, and now I'm just kind of going around and picking out the rock as the tractor runs over them and pulls them out and exposes them. This is great ground to grow in, and we're going to try a different approach this year.
Gangsta.
We're going to do some different stuff. I've spent a good amount of time over this past winter trying to recover and packing as much knowledge into my mind as possible, and it's like this is the only thing that I've been able to think about, just planting different stuff. We've focused a lot more this year on perennials and been thinking more with a perennial mindset with our fruit trees and berries and fungi, and some of these things, they take quite a bit longer to grow, especially your trees, your nut trees and your fruit trees, and specialty crops like asparagus. You know, there's a saying that I don't know if it's a saying yet, but I'm going to start it. The best time to plant asparagus is 3 years ago, and the next best time is now, because it takes 3 years to get asparagus from an asparagus crop. And it's like that with a lot of different perennial type crops. They take longer for a return, but they'll produce long after I'm gone, some of these trees, if they're properly maintained. And we just didn't have any space to put the animals, so now we have a field, and we're going to fill it with as much food as possible. And I really want to focus this year on producing a good crop. I'm not going to worry too much about a business aspect, because I think if I do a good job at growing these plants, my main goal is to preserve most of our food this year, or a good portion of it, as much as I can. And I can't wait to see how much we can produce this year. I've got a different mindset about long-term goals when it comes to all of this. And we started planting fruit trees well over 9 years ago, and we're starting to see fruit from some of those trees. And I've been packing a lot of information into my mind here lately, especially over the course of the past couple of months, and my brain has been processing it differently than the first time that I come around to this. Everything is connecting and making a lot more sense, and I'm trying to use time wisely. It's all about mastering time and doing things in the right time. And I'm a little bit late coming out planting this field this year, but for some of the things I've selected, I'm right on time. I think next year I would like to start earlier. And there were a few large rocks in this field. There were some of them that I couldn't lift out. I had to roll some of them out. I'm still not able to lift a whole lot of weight, but I'm getting there. And some of these rocks were huge. I could not lift them whatsoever. We had to roll them up onto the tractor blade or the tractor bucket and move them. But in this particular scene, I'm getting some out with this pry bar, and I just flipped them over and piled them in a pile. And when it's time to get them out, they will come out. Best believe they will come out of here. Now Sky is showing me how to change the angle of the blades to make them cut down deeper into the soil. We're just taking the bolt out and sliding the mechanical mechanism in. It gives us a more steep angle. That was a great shot of the sky and the sky. Pun intended. The sky and the sky. One of the great things about planting in this field, it gets great sunlight all day long. The sun comes up early and it goes down late, and it goes straight over the sky. And straight across the field. It's a beautiful sight at sunset, and it's a beautiful sight at sunrise. Spent many days here preparing this ground and working this ground and planting this ground over the course of the year of 2015 and a little bit at the end of 2014. And I'm excited to be back here doing this again. I've been through some big changes. I'm making some big changes for myself personally and for my body physically and my mind mentally. And this has truly become one of the main factors that's helped me through recovering from having a major heart surgery. And I've become more self-aware of what I'm putting into my body food-wise, and my entire diet has changed based on nutritional facts that I learned in the whole healing process. And I just think this is important, what I'm doing. I'm not doing this for anybody but myself and everybody else that I can help out along the way. That's just an added bonus. But I needed to make some lifestyle changes for myself, for my health, and this was the first step. Reclaiming your health. If you plant anything, you're taking that responsibility to reclaim your health, and that's what this is about. And if I'm eating healthy, then everybody else can eat healthy too. That's what I'm doing this for. And it just feels great. I'm outside all the time. Love being out there, getting plenty of sun. Ooh-wee, sunshine on a cloudy day. Not cloudy today, but you know, can you dig it? I can dig it. This was a fun part. We were pushing these trees down. He plowed them right over, put the bucket down and ripped them out. I've never seen anything easier. Remember when we first took the trees out, we were in there with chainsaws and pulling these roots out, and the tractor we used didn't have a bucket on it, and this one just plows them right over. And it's healthy looking dirt. Healthy soil, healthy dirt, organic material. Here's a fun fact for you. Every 1% of organic material that you add to your soil will hold 25,000 gallons of water per acre. It changes the soil capacity to be able to hold 25,000 gallons of water for every 1% of organic material that you add to soil per acre. So there you go, boom. Just drop some knowledge. See, I love this tractor. It pushed that tree right out, and all I had to do is move it a little. Yes, sir. A few more trees, and they're going to be out of there. I always called this the island when we farmed this in 2015, because it was like an island of trees and these gnarly looking yucca plants that were just so deep we couldn't get them out. And now we were pulling this tree out, and I fell to the ground and busted my behind twice, and Sky just laughed at me. He didn't even help me up. You take the video back and look at it, he pulled the branch the other way, and that's why it broke. He did it on purpose. I seen him laughing. You can see him laughing every time he drives by. He thought it was funny. To get this one out, I had to twist it around in circles until it snapped from the stem, and then it finally came out. And I think I might have got some mud on the lens. It's a little bit fogged up, but it's okay. We'll still run through the video. There's not too much more to the field stuff. We just take out some more rocks and keep tilling it down until all of the green is gone. Put all that organic matter back into that material of the soil. So just kind of repeats in circles and repeats in circles, and I walk around for probably a total of about 4 miles that day in circles in this one little area and pick out rock. Bucket, look at that bucket. Roll them rocks right up on there. Now I don't have to lift them. Just roll, roll, roll. Plop, plop, plop. Pick them up with a tractor bucket. Take them over here and drop them off. Boom. I couldn't have lifted them anyway. They rolled right out of there though. Right out and onto the ground. So I had a blood sugar drop. It was dropping all day, so I was eating all day. And I kind of was just grabbing an orange. Forgot I was recording, to be honest. But it's alright. It don't matter. It's alright. So the day is coming to an end because there's a flat on the tractor. And I dropped my orange into the dirt. I was so mad, but I just washed it off and I ate it anyway. I don't care. Judge me if you want to. It was my orange. And look at that flat tire. Got a flat tire and the day comes to a halt. And we're going to pick up the day right here, which is today. Yay. It's today. May 16th is when we recorded this. Me and Felicia went down to the field and we are taking measurements on this day today. Beautiful sunny day. We're measuring for irrigation line first. So we go down the full length of the field for our irrigation line, taking measurements so we can do some numbers, crunch some numbers. Now we're measuring out plots, planting plots. Had to pull out my phone and put in some notes. That way I got some notes and all that stuff. We're going to keep on measuring plots all the way back down the other side. Look at my helpy helperton. Felicia is my helpy helperton. So we actually got a measurement of 720 feet down the field. We're going to plant about 500 feet of that because the rest of it is not planting ground. It's just distance in between. So we want to do 5 plots, 100 foot long, 30 feet wide. That's what we're going to plan for. There might be some extra. Not sure exactly on all of it because it was a little bit more than what we wanted. But I will plant it anyway. And now I'm crossing the creek, removing poison oak from this fallen tree. Not going to tell you why. You can just watch it and check it out. But it's pretty entertaining. It didn't fall off the log. It wasn't that entertaining. But I was crawling across there, cutting this poison plant. Well, I don't know if it's poison ivy or poison oak, but do not touch it. It will itch. and it is not fun. And look at Felicia walking across there all nimbly bimbly. Well, that's it. I done rambled on for I don't even know how many minutes, probably like 20 minutes now, talking about this and that and planting the field. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like, go on and subscribe and punch that notification bell. Until next time. Can you dig it?